A lot of the time when looking for a new series to either read and or watch, I try and go for something more sophisticated and layered with intricate storytelling, but I always seem to take a pit stop on a series about people kicking the absolute snot out of each other, supernatural powers or not. The topic of discussion this time around is a series called Windbreaker, with the adaptation currently at around the halfway point in its first season. Even though there aren't any supernatural powers, the sheer feats we see of our main character are just outrageous. And I'm not complaining, I'm all for it. So I might as well go through the premise, story, characters and art before wrapping my thoughts on the adaptation so far. Cloverworks have this one in their books with 13 episodes this season. Let's get down to it. Set in a town where a school values strength over academics, because of course there's a school like that in a shonen anime. Haruka Sakura is the new kid on the block enrolling there. He hopes to become the strongest student in town. And what better way to demonstrate this than by having our main character solo a group of unnamed delinquents before term starts in the very first 5 minutes, inadvertently being a 19 shining armor. But fair play to those same losers that got soloed by Sakura. After getting folded by one single first year high schooler, they came back for some more. And for what it's worth, they almost won the extreme handicap match. A shame Sakura's fellow school buddies intervened and helped made short work of them. These guys are part of the Windbreaker gang, or Bofurin if you want to go for the Japanese translation. The young Yakuzas if you will. And it's actually a nice touch that these guys are getting cheered on by the neighborhood. After the first episode, we meet a few of the first years that are supposed to form a team or division within the gang, their deputy leader, one of the Four Kings. Of course there's a Four Kings reference. The Windbreaker leader, another leader of another goon gang, and the story is currently in a team battle of 1v1s. This is pretty straightforward. No superpowers, no technical fighting lore, just a load of action mixed with a load of gags. Main character Haruka Sakura, hyperactive and doesn't give a shit. Sees something he doesn't like, he beats the living shit out of them. The moment before he meets his classmates, he literally warms up in case he needs to scrap. But his good deeds to the neighborhood have already earned him some respect from the town's main young group of peacekeepers. As for the ones that we're going to be seeing a lot of, it helps that they look different. You got Suo and Nire. They're the more upbeat elements, with Suo, the one with the eye patch, the wiser and more relaxed one out of the two. At the same time, he knows how to play some serious mind games. You got Sugishita and Hiragi, the more uptight ones, with the former being tall, gloomy and generally silent, and the latter being the senior to the whole first years and keeps them in check as he's one of the Four Kings. Then you have the leader of the whole bunch, Umemiya. You get the cliche build up that he's this authoritative, takes no bullshit from his underlings type guy, but really he's the most chilled and relaxed one despite his position. For a show about a group of delinquents throwing hands, this looks really good. If you like your characters going whoa and whooshing a new transformation with awesome aura, then fuck off. You'd be trying really hard to hate the show if the long takes of actions didn't at least somewhat impress you animation wise. Yes, you could argue that it isn't up there with the current top shows, but considering that this doesn't demand dazzling visual effects, Windbreaker does a solid job in its own right. A series about a high schooler wanting to be the best fighter in town, but also learning to be one for the people as well. If you like the sound of that and prefer a main character who isn't as whiny as Takemichi or as detestable as Arajin, give this a shot. There really isn't much more to say about this show. Like I said, it's kinda straightforward, but in a good way in my opinion. It's got action, comedy, and the story kinda hooked me from reading the first chapter. It's also kinda non-stop, and you best believe I've been reading ahead. Those who've watched it, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, or just leave a like, that helps the channel too. That's it for now, have a blessed one, see ya.